Oh, Jesus. All right, we're live. What's going on, Warriors, man? Welcome back. Exercise 4 to 8, week 119, man. Look at that lamp. Look at that goddamn lamp. I got a lamp and goddamn blinders and shit. So finally working on that lighting, although my face is dark as hell. So I need another one like above me where it can light up my face. Or maybe I need a white background. Hold up. just, just open up a white background. Yeah, that's a little bit better, even though it looks orange as hell. All right, but how you doing? Welcome to Peter, DA Sketches, Iman, Ivy, Kyle, Yuri. How you doing? A whole lot of people, man. Alexandra, Natsuki, Andre, and Zach. Good to see you, everybody, man. We got everybody shading. Plowman says, damn angel upgrading. Yeah, slowly but surely. Now I gotta get another lamp, change my hoodie and shit because this red hoodie don't work with the vibe. So gotta slowly upgrade and stuff. All right. So let's see who's first. We got Met doing lesson 7. Zach says, loving the setup, Angel. Thank you, Zach. DA says, studio upgrades looking good. Thank you, man. Slowly building that shit. All right. Here we have Met. Hi, Angel. Last week, eyes are too straight, need to be more open, head shape problems. Didn't have any specific to say this week. Have a great day. Love you. Thank you, buddy. Love you too. So this was last week. Let me see. So last week, pretty good shading, but them eyes, still struggling. This is this week, okay? Man, that shading be looking good though. That shading looking good, but your sketches still need a bit more work, okay? I feel like, you know what? I think you need to like look at a reference of this girl right here because I'm working actually on lesson 7 at the moment. I'm working on a lot of like a lot of different lessons from the course because I'm working with 3 people at the same time. So working on multiple lessons, but I've been kind of like doing some drawings and stuff, and I think I did this exact drawing with the help of Julia. And I think this is actually Julia's sketch. I just applied some changes and stuff, and I just think it's a good, a real good sort of an example between like what you should be doing and kind of like what you are doing. I need to remove this kind of like from the eyebrows though, and maybe the highlights. So let me remove them so you don't get confused because I think those are like stuff that we don't want people to do. So, there's creating a course is so hard because you have to realize this is what I'm doing, but what do we tell people to do in order to understand why we're doing what we're doing, So this is kind of like a constant upgrade of everything and stuff. So if you look at the differences between the sketches, the biggest difference is really the eyes. So your eyes still look too straight right here. Let me point that. Like you cannot not be able to see this, right? Look at how straight that is. Now look at this one right here. You see how this is more round? You see that, Matt? Right? Please tell me you see that. Look at that. Straight as hell. Straight as a motherfucking fish face. Like a fish, like, what the fuck? And then this shit right here is like it's like a round fish face. Still a fish face, but it's round. And then it really has to do with more of the design. Like if you look at the nostrils, literally your nostrils look like little fucking triangles. Look at that. It's basic as shit. All right, Matt? You gotta get that shit like upgraded, Look at the nostrils in here. You see how they're a little bit more round, and then at the bottom, I need to remove OBS because I keep looking at myself. And then you see how this is more round, like here. And then look at the wings. Like look at how you made this top wing really, really long. Like the top wings in females, they're supposed to be lighter and slightly smaller. Then look at the volume in the lips. Like look at the top lip, like super thin, like super thin. And it's just slight changes in every single feature, but actually the shape of the head is pretty good. So you got a pretty good shape of the head. It's just the features themselves, like eyes too straight, nostrils too kind of triangular, mouth, top lip too small, not enough kind of plumpiness. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about subtleties. You gotta really start understanding this super subtle stuff. So spend more time looking at like real good examples, analyzing them, and trying to do them yourself. Also, in energy sketches, we do designing the shadows. So in here, you should design kind of like the cast shadow from the, from the neck, from the head and stuff. Like right here, designing kind of like the shadow of the nose. So I'm gonna save this one for the Discord, but it really has to do with like putting in more attention to the detail. All right, because I feel like right now you've kind of done that with the shading, but your sketches still be needing more design. Like look at how good your shading has got. Like it got that subtle PD between the edges, like understanding the shapes, understanding the values. But with the sketches, it still feels like you don't have that deeper understanding. So that's what you need to work, Matt. Check out the Discord, work on that, and I'm gonna see you next week. So keep doing one shading, one male shading, and 2 to 3 different females. All right. Okay. Lloyd says, "Hi everyone. Hope you have a fantastic stream. Angel, I accidentally used the wrong email and I submitted 2 PSDs. They're both the same, so you could delete the other one. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Nice setup. Love you, Angel. Thank you. Love you too, Lloyd. Lloyd the rapper. Okay. Which one should I delete? Let's delete this one. Okay. Mayan, how you doing, Mayan? And then Ozar, how you doing, Ozar? So that was Met. Now let's move on to Eleanor. Let me get this sweatshirt off because I'm getting hot up here. Hi, Angel. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. I finished watching your lesson 4 tutorials. Everything is so well explained. Hey, man, I'm so happy. I can't imagine how you figured all that yourself by self-taught. Super impressive. Thank you. Well, I actually spent like 7 years doing it, but then even 2 years teaching it. So that's why I keep telling you. I mean, it's not like I won't like praise and shit like that, but it's just, I don't even know why I'm saying all that stuff. But like for 6 years, like I kept doing wrong shit over and over again. And then I kind of understood how to make good paintings, but I didn't really have like a real good approach. And it was really through teaching people how to get better at paintings that I have to really figure out an approach. And that's why I've taken 2 years to make this fucking course, because I kept thinking like, how do I teach this stuff? Like I didn't even have lesson 4. Like if you look at the playlist, it didn't even have like the same information that I have now. So it was really like just trial and error, like more painting, more teaching, more painting, more teaching, more painting, more teaching. And like 8 years later, we're over here. So, but that's the shit though. You gotta keep going. The same way that I keep telling you with these portraits. It all makes sense if you keep going. But thank you so much, and I'm glad you're here. I've been a little busy recently, but here are my 2 sketches. Any suggestions would be helpful. Have a lovely day, Eleanor. Thank you so much. So this is old. Yeah, not bad, not bad. And then these are the new ones. Okay. So I feel like your design is not that bad, but it's really your lines that need a little bit more work, because I feel like you're still getting used to the energy lines kind of, and it's important to maybe like be a little bit more subtle about your lines. And right now you have your lines looking very different from each other, right? I actually, you know what, I think for the course I have this drawing right here. I have the same drawing drawn, so maybe I can kind of show it to you. Just a second, because I'm not sure where it is. So I've been working with Julia on developing paintings for the course and stuff. I mean, I can't wait to show you what I got going on for lesson 7 for the course, and then all the other lessons. Like I'm working with Verona lesson 5 and lesson 6, and then with Alexis we're creating slides. Shit, I don't know where that was though. I got so many files. Lesson 7. God damn, I don't think I really have it. Yeah, I got this one right here. But let's use maybe like another one. I think it's okay if we use another one. Let's look at maybe this example right here for an energy sketch, maybe compared to yours, right? And what it is really that the lines look closer to each other. Like if you look at the line for the jaw versus the line for the nose. Yeah, the line for the nose is a bit more developed, like it's a bit thinner, it's a bit more work because it's more important, right? Like the focus is going to be on the features, but it's not so rough. Like yours right here looks like literally too wide and too rough. So it kind of feels like you're not really kind of like getting the subtlety, and then the forehead as well. So I would stick to this kind of like fewer lines approach, but I would really use more of the eraser and Control Z in order to replace the lines. And it really has to do with a lot of tapering, which I think you have, but I think it's just gonna take some more time. So hopefully, looking at this example right here is gonna be kind of good to see that. But I think you're doing pretty good. It's just really the mileage thing and getting kind of like closer lines. But let me look at the other example. This right here. Yeah, this one is actually even better than the other one. So I think you're getting closer and stuff. I love your design. So your design is real good. You just got to work on the lines a little bit more. And I feel like in here, maybe the head shape, like I feel like the head shape is a little too round. Like it kind of looks like an egg. So you can maybe include a little bit more straighter lines in terms of that shape of the face, because a lot of people think that the whole shape of the face for females needs to be more round, and that's not necessarily right. Like it has to have a good balance between curves and straights. So if you only have curves, it just kind of looks like it doesn't have any structure, and then if you have only straights, it looks like a box and it might look too manly. So it's all about that balance and like super, like a lot of subtlety. So this is kind of before and after. I don't know if you can kind of see the subtle difference, but my lines are a bit more kind of straight and stuff. But keep going, Eleanor. You're doing really, really good. So I just want to see more sketches. Okay. Magdalena says, "Hello, warriors. How you doing, Magdalena?" All right, so that was Eleanor. Let's see, Andre. Hey, Angel, I fixed the first new one with the help of your Discord critique. Oh yeah, so I've been giving kind of like some feedback on Discord because I got everybody working on the course and stuff, and there's not a lot of coaches in the Discord, so it's a little bit more like chaotic right now. But as soon as we're done with the course, we're gonna have people working only on the Discord and stuff. It's crazy how I keep getting better and better. I'm really grateful. Man, I'm really happy you're fucking. I'm grateful too. So keep going. Thank you. You're welcome. So this is last week. Yeah. And then this is this week. Ooh, you fixed that one so good though. Man, this one is so good. God damn, look at that shit. Look at that shit. That one is so, man, I'm so happy for you, bro. I'm so happy. Yeah, so he kind of got that long chin and that manly face and stuff, but look, his proportions are much better. He kind of got the feminine jaw thing going on. So yeah, that one is perfect. You have to get all the like all your females and all the sketches at this level, and you'd be ready for some shading. Let's look at the other ones. This one is pretty good too compared to the previous week. Is definitely a better, but I feel like it's still a little bit more work, And then this one, yeah, this one pretty good too, but I feel like you still need a little bit of work with the eyes and with lines, and also be very careful with the eyebrows. So with female eyebrows, they need to be slightly more further away from each other, and you need to introduce a bit more of a curve right here, just tiny, tiny, tiny bit, like a little bit of an S curve. So this is what we call the flow, right? Like this S curve thing. And it needs to be so subtle. Like in female eyebrows, that's one of the biggest secret for female eyebrows is that flow, And if you don't capture it, it always be looking like bricks and stuff. So look at that eyebrow before and after. Before, after. So it has to do a lot with right here, splitting the glabella a little bit further apart, and then introducing this subtle flow that I'm talking about. Your eyes are much better than before, but they still need a little bit more work. I love the lips. Maybe like this line in here, you see this red line? Think about continuing it. Like where the fuck would it go? Like it would just go outside of the face. So that line in here, it actually, you need to show that it's gonna wrap around and connect to the ending of the mouth. So I will do that wrapping around like very subtly, you know, because you gotta always be thinking about if you fade away a line, where is it really going? So this is kind of before and after, you know. And then for the nose, I feel like maybe like the shape of the nostril can be kind of like done a little bit better, you know. Maybe something more like this and stuff. But really good work though. So keep going. This is the eyebrow thing again, before, after. So a lot of progress since last week. Keep going. Look at that. Busted ass proportions. So you keep getting better, Andre. So I can't wait to see more. All right. Awesome progress. So that was everybody doing females. Now we got people doing lesson 6. Okay. Let me make this light gray a little bit. Stepan, hey Angel, last time you said if I want to get the ladies, I have to be more smooth. That's true. That's what I tried to go for this time. Is it better now? Yeah, I was actually discussing this with Alexis and stuff, your work, like how good it is and like how much structure you have, but it's just the rendering that was a little rough. For the first reference, if it's not 100% front view, is it all right if I just make it a front view? Let's see. This guy right here. I think it's kind of okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. But in the future, like when you graduate the course now, I think this is actually a front view though, right? Yeah, I think it's just super subtle. Like I think it's okay the way you did it. I wouldn't really say the problem is in the angle or anything like that. Um, Okay. Because in my first sketch of the reference, I tried to do it with a very slight tilt, but it just ended up looking like I don't know how to draw front views. So I just simplified the ref into a front view. I hope that's all right. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's so subtle that it's not really that matters that much. Whoever stylized the hair of the guy in the second ref before the photo shoot, don't let me catch you outside. Is the hair okay how I did it? Would you do it differently? Or how would you approach this kind of a reference? I almost just I just cut it off all of those small strands in the front. Have a nice stream and day. Thank you so much, Stepan. So this is the hair in here. Man, it's getting so good though. Look at that. Look at that shading. Okay. So I feel like you're definitely getting more smooth and it's showing a lot of form. I feel like you just have these like very subtle brush strokes and stuff that you need to just kind of really understand how to smoothen even more with the smudge because that's gonna really be beneficial for females. Because right now I think you're trying to do a little bit more advanced stuff, like actually Sasha gave him this great overpaint, but I feel like that overpaint was like so advanced that you got a little confused with it, you know? Like, let me actually scroll down a bit. Was it right here? Yeah, like this right here. Like Sasha gave this amazing overpaint, right? Look at how good that looks. But it got these great shapes and stuff, and I don't know if people in lesson 6 really can kind of really work with those shapes that well. So I feel like right now, like you're leaving all these brush strokes and stuff, which looks really good once you understand like how to work with like smoother values and stuff. But if you try to do this stuff with females, it's just gonna look a little bit more rough because you still don't understand the smoothing. So try to make it really clean and smooth first, how you have it now, and maybe even more, and then apply that to females, and then after females, learn more about like shape design and living in brush strokes and kind of what we call the painterly effect. But of course, the fault is on mine because I didn't really understand that before. So that's the kind of a mistake that I used to do is I used to look at people's paintings and I would just kind of paint what I painted. But that's not really, you know, I feel like for people, it's not really as kind of like, you know, showing them the path because they kind of get confused and don't really know what it is exactly. So I feel like these ones are really good, but I would just smoothen them up a little bit more, and then I'd remove a little bit more mid-tones. So like right here around the bridge of the nose, I feel like that's too dark, you know, because that's a mid-tone. And that's really, really important with females as well. And that's why I'm saying this is really a preparation for females. And if you don't kind of like, I mean, if you do make all your midtones real dark, how you have them in here for the nose, it will just look really bad for a female. And that's all it is females are very, very smooth. So you have to first understand how to do it kind of with guys. And then when you move on to girls, you can really understand it even better. But if you go with this knowledge right here, it just help you so much. Because I seen people back like when I didn't even understand how to teach the course and stuff, I would let people in to females without understanding kind of like this smudging and stuff, and they'll stay in females forever, because they couldn't really understand how to do the softer stuff. And then in there, it's like we was talking this with Julia. Um, like the females, there's no room for making any mistakes. With a female, you gotta like be so subtle with it. And with males, you can really kind of like do more of a rough painting and make it look really good. How you had it like last time, like this shit right here. This looks so dope for a guy, right? So that's what I'd recommend you is maybe like lowering a little bit the midtones, understanding a little bit more the smudge, kind of like simplifying. Like I feel like over here you have this kind of like, too many strokes in here. Like if you look at all the colors, like it just kind of looks like there's too many shapes. So simplifying the shape, just making it like one big kind of shape, and then the midtone below the eyes. So that looks like a shadow, but if you kind of do it exactly that, it just looks like an eye bag. So I would just kind of lighten it up and then maybe make it a little bit more hard of an edge. So it's just more about kind of like, making these harder edges around the lights and kind of removing all these midtones and making all of your lights really, really clean. So what that means is getting like a light value and then going over your lines and really just kind of like almost making it as if he got that super smooth effect. That's how it's done, is by kind of cleaning up all the changes in brush strokes and all the changes in values. So let me show you real quick. Look at that. Before, after, right? So look at all the lights and then especially the nose right here. You see kind of how much more smooth it looks, right? So that kind of makes his skin look even better as well, right? So again, that's a really, really powerful knowledge for painting females. And you're going to make that even better in females. But it's just important to start learning it in males. And then over here, the chin, I feel like the chin is a little too wide. And I feel like the value, like the edges around the mouth are a little too hard. And then the values inside the mouth are a little too much, kind of like too much variation. And it's just more about subtlety, right? Like look at the bottom of the nose. Like you got too many values and stuff. So I would just combine those values and maybe rely more on clearing up like clear shapes and gradients. Like in here, more gradients, more like hardening edges where they're supposed to be hard and softer edges where they're supposed to be softer. Look at how over here for the nose, I'm actually making this right here with a red. I'm making it kind of like harder edge. If you look at it before, there wasn't even no hard edge. Like you didn't really, like you had this kind of shape right here. But if you continue this shape all the way up like this, it would actually look much better, right? So it's much better to actually invest all the darkness right here with a red, because that's going to be a cast shadow, and actually make this one with the blue, make it lighter, because that's actually going to be a mid-tone. Now, if you look at the reference, it doesn't look like that, right? But it's just you understanding what you're kind of painting that allows you to make these great decisions. And again, before I didn't really know how to explain that. So I feel like that's why the course is going to be so much better and stuff. But it's just all about that subtlety. Then look at the eyebrows. Like it just kind of has a very similar edge everywhere. Like the whole thing in here has a very similar edge. And I will kind of soften the front. Like I would soften this kind of like right here. I would really go over the entire eyebrow. Also, I feel like the entire eyebrow is kind of a little bit too flat. So I would introduce a little bit more of a curve right here. Maybe something like kind of this. And Yeah, I feel like that those are the main things, but those lights and midtones were really big. So look at it before, after, right? So let me actually save this one for the Discord so you can really look at it and kind of try to really understand what I did and apply it. But you're really, really close, all right? So I want you to keep going. You're so close to finally getting into some females. It's just really that. And then another thing would be the hair. Like I feel like with the hair, you're kind of trying to do this again, a little too advanced type of thing where it's like you're trying to do these like super small little hairs and stuff, and it's just about using a slightly bigger brush. So in here, I will combine more of these little hairs. So I would start out with a bigger brush, and then I might kind of go smaller afterwards. But the problem is that you don't really have those medium shapes, you know, like I think you just kind of go from like real yeah, you go from like real big to like real small, you know, and you kind of do it really quickly. Like over here in that stage, you're supposed to kind of have this like, well, you try to have like medium shapes in here, but like you should have like refined those medium shapes more, you know, kind of like what I'm doing right here in the overpaint, right? So like really refining the medium shapes and trying to make the best hair possible with the medium shapes. And then when you have like real good shading with the medium shapes, then you just add like some smaller hair and it looks really, really dope. Now the problem is people they don't really understand that, and they kind of like try to paint everything with like a really small brush, you know, without having any medium shapes. And most of them don't even have big shapes. So you have to have good developed big shapes, then good developed medium shapes, and then afterwards you kind of like add these small shapes and kind of like these brush strokes and all this cool stuff. But see, like underneath those small brush strokes, there's not a lot of medium shapes that can kind of hold it together, that can really like make it stand on its own and stuff. So that's the problem, is you're kind of relying too much on the small shapes. I hope that kind of makes sense. So I can't really give it like the best overpaint and stuff because it's really hard, because like you already have like the small shapes, so I can't really like remove them and kind of like build up medium and then to kind of like build up small ones, because that's gonna take a lot of time. But hopefully with that kind of explanation, you understood more about it. All right, so I'm gonna save this one for the Discord. Big ass critique, but you're doing really good, and I hope that made sense. Now with the hair in here, you actually asked me about this hair. Hair, what the fuck? Yeah, actually, I kind of like the way you started with it. Like you started out real cool. Oh, what is that though? This is the how does the hairdresser? That's the barber. Like, is that you? Like you're trying to cut his hair? Oh shit, man. Yeah, people be having wild ass hair. So yeah, I like how you simplified it and then you added all the small hairs. So I feel like you handled it really well, man. Like I think that's really a great way to handle. But again, I feel like what I was talking just now is you're kind of missing some of those medium shapes. Like in here, let's talk about more maybe this like the oh bro, I understood it, bro. It's not this. Oh, I'm so stupid. It's not like he painted this first. Stepan just gave him he just gave him a haircut. Like he just removed all those small ones. All right. All right, I'm so dumb. Yeah, here's the process. Bro, I'm so fucked up. But I kind of like this actually. The hair, like the hairdresser thing, and then actually afterwards maybe adding the all the small ones. Let me look through your process too. I feel like I'm overhyped today and I can't stay grounded. But yeah, I love this stage right here, you know. I feel like you could have just pushed more this stage over here and try to develop more these medium-sized brush strokes. And then afterwards, you kind of have these very small ones, but I feel like they're too rough. You know, all these small ones are a bit too rough. So I feel like I would rely more on edges and more on like middle sized brush strokes. So I would clean up all the small ones and again rely on like middle size, maybe like some smudging, a little bit of smudging would kind of help with the feeling of hair and stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty hard hair, but I think you did really well considering how hard it is. And then maybe like the silhouette, I would put in more of these smaller ones. So it's really important with like messy hair to get the silhouette right, because the silhouette is really where the hair is touching on the background. It's not really touching, but it's kind of like connecting with the background, because that's where the messiness is going to be most obvious. It's not really inside. Like inside, I wouldn't really invest in, these smaller brush strokes. So with inside, I would think more about like these medium brush strokes and kind of like designing cool shapes and stuff. And then the outside, I would have all the smaller brush strokes. And then only after I have both of those and I'm really satisfied with it, then I'm gonna go in and add like couple of like small brush strokes inside, but it don't make sense to try to represent the messiness like inside and then have the silhouette like real clean and stuff. So I think that's kind of what I do, but let's go back to his original. So we see if there's a change. Yeah, so this is kind of before and after. Before, after. So I just kind of removed like all these small ones that are in here, and I just kind of added more smaller ones on the silhouette. And then just kind of like in here, relying on shapes. Oh, hopefully this made sense. I'm going to save that one for the Discord. But again, really, really good. And man, I can't wait to see it with the females, bro. Like you already got this amazing structure and you understand shading, you understand like lines and stuff. So I can't wait to see how you do with like some females. Just got to get a little bit more smooth and stuff. So hopefully this big ass feedback gonna help you with that. All right, I'm gonna see you. Okay, next up we got Lloyd, man. Hi Andrew here, 2 sketches and 1 shading. Hope to get your feedback this week. Have a nice day. Okay, so this is last week line art. Yeah, it feels feels a little bit like in between energy and line weight, and then this is last week shading. Yeah, this feels a little too kind of contrasty. Let's see this week. Okay, this is pretty cool. And then this is this week shading. Hey man, this looks much better. God damn, this looks much better. I love the lower contrast type of shading. Like I feel like it looks much better. But I feel like you could maybe bring up a little bit of the all of the lights. So I feel like before you kind of had the lights well, you just had the highlights too much. So I feel like in here I would have all of the lights lighter. So not like the biggest mistake is that people just try to do only the highlights, right? Like they just try to do all these like things like that, super light. And it just kind of looks like, he got like, I don't know, some fucking cream on his face or somebody came or some shit like that, right? And then in here, all I'm doing is I'm just going over the whole lights and I'm lightening the whole thing. So just making all the lights lighter everywhere where there's not a shadow. And I feel like that's gonna actually separate the lights and the shadows a bit more. And that's gonna look even better because that way it's really clear that these are the lights and this other stuff is the shadow, Because right here, you had them pretty good, like pretty well separated, but because the values were like really close to each other, it was just, I just feel like it could be done a bit better, So that's one thing to be careful of. You don't make the glossy effect. You don't make it look like it's glowing and stuff, but you also don't make it like so low contrast that it's actually starting to look like, he got midtones instead of light. Like you have to make that light lighter, but just don't make the highlights lighter. Like it's about making all of the light. So look at this before, after. So now if you squint, you can kind of see how all of the lights are more grouped together, right? So now all the lights are closer to each other. Before it was like this is mid-tone and this is light, so it was like too far away from each other. So I feel like that was the thing missing. Okay, well, I feel like your design is really good. I feel like your shading is really good. Just do this thing with the lights. And yeah, I feel like in here the lines though could use some work, but maybe we can kind of work on that in lesson 7. So I don't know. It's just one painting though. Like if you had more work like this, I will definitely get you into lesson 7. But because you only have one and the other one was looking like this, I just feel like you need to do more, you know? Like I want to see one or two more looking like this, and then I feel like you'd definitely be ready um for for lesson 7 and doing some females and stuff. So do a couple more, exactly like this with a bit more lighter lights so they can be separated from the shadow. And, I'm gonna see you. But real good progress though. Definitely progressed a lot from last time. All right, good job, Lloyd. All right, next up we got Kyle. Hi, Angel. Hope you're well. Thank you, Kyle. Last week, caterpillar eyebrows. I remember that. Repetitive hair shapes. I overpainted my studies from last week with your corrections. Please let me know if those are better shapes for the hair or if they still could use some work. Okay. Unfortunately, I had two funerals to attend this week. Oh, man, I'm so sad to hear that. So I could only get one study in. Oh, it's okay. I think I solved the caterpillar eyebrow, but hopefully the hair shapes aren't looking the same, too samey. Would love your feedback. Thanks and have a good one. Thank you, you too, Kyle. Yeah, so this is the eyebrow stuff. This is the fix. Okay, okay. Yeah, this is better. This is better, but I feel like it's still a bit too caterpillar eyebrows, repetitive hair shapes. Yeah, so the hair is much better and the eyebrow is much better, but I feel like the eyebrow could be pushed a bit more. And the problem is that right here, you actually need a hard edge. So like right here, you got the lights and the midtones kind of mixed up. So like right beneath the where's the reference though? Yeah, this dude right here. So you shouldn't try to get confused by, how it is in the reference and stuff, but you should really understand that where the eyebrows end, that's gonna really be in light because that's where the light is hitting your eyebrow bone, right? Like the whole eyebrow area. Now, after you have this light in here, you can actually make it softer, like you can make this thing slightly softer and create the illusion as if kind of he got this eyebrows in here with the smudge. But that's the trick though. Always having hard edges first and then making soft edges. So see, when I have this hard edge and I make it very clear, this is the eyebrow and this is where the eyebrow ends and it's light. And then you make it soft, it actually looks really good. But before, this shit right here, how it was before, it just looks messy, like it actually looks dirty, right? So it just kind of looks like you don't really understand where the eyebrow ends and where the light begins. So make it with a hard edge, and then if you need, you can soften it and create the illusion that there's actually like, hair there. But that's achieved through the smudge, and it's only after you have the shape and the value that you do the edges. So don't try to do edges too early on. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Again, this is before, this is after, but pretty good. Working with the sides though. And then this is another one from last week, which was even better. So this was looking pretty good. And then he did some eyebrow changes and repetitive hair shapes. Yeah, that hair looks better. That hair definitely looks better. And then this one is this week. Okay, okay. I like that one a lot, actually. I feel like in here, you're definitely like understanding values now and you're understanding like edges and stuff. But it's really your shapes that are the things that you need to work on the most. Let me actually look at your process too. Yeah, also I feel like your lines might be a bit too dark. I see you trying to do the energy lines. It's okay, but you actually made kind of a mistake over here with this line going down and then going around like this, because this line is gonna go in and then actually come out. So it's actually gonna make the opposite turn, because it don't make sense to go down in this way, because it would go down if the lighting was looking like this. It really depends where the lighting is coming from. So if the lighting was coming from like here, it would be more like that, but because it's more coming from the left, it's actually coming in, and then this whole thing is going to be in light, and then this whole thing is going to be in shadow, so it's going to be coming in, it's not going to be coming out. And you actually did it in the shading, but in the sketch you kind of mistook it. All right. Now the final, again, pretty good values, pretty good shading, but the shapes, I feel like could use a little bit more, you know, refinement. So like right here, look at this. Look at this sort of a mid-tone. You see this shape right here? I feel like it's just boring, you know? And then this shape over here, like it's just, it doesn't really got that sort of a subtle angle variation, you know, like it looks too parallel. It's the same with this line and that line. Like you just have too many parallel lines, you know, look at that blue and blue, you know. It's just that it all looks too kind of parallel to each other. So the next stage, after you kind of understand the shading process and more about values and stuff, is really thinking about like subtle things and understanding like subtle edges and subtle design. So what I'm doing here is that probably, first of all, not have a mid-tone separation. I would just paint the whole thing as like one thing, you know? And then I'd bring in a little bit more kind of like gradients and stuff, like real subtle gradients, and separate these planes a bit more from that right here. So I would make this red plane really stand out a bit darker and then make these green planes a bit lighter. So I would show that the back triangle, this with the blue, is lighter than this one with the green, but I would make it really subtle, you know? And when you do that, you're really showing that you understand how light works, okay? Because you're understanding that these both planes are actually facing the light, and this one is not facing the light as much. Now, when you do it this way, the way that you kind of did it with this mid-tone over here at the bottom, right? Like this mid-tone and this mid-tone, you're actually showing that I don't fully understand that this is not facing the same direction as this, because this red plane is actually facing this direction, and this one right here with the blue is actually facing a little bit more towards that way. So they're not facing the same direction, but yet you kind of made it with a very similar value. That's why understanding the light direction and understanding this like subtlety and stuff, that's why we spend so much time studying the planes, so you can understand all these subtle kind of planes. So what I'll do as well, I'll do the same with the forehead. I'll make all of this like lighter, and then I'd make the whole forehead more like one value. So it's like clearly separated that this is one value and then the forehead is another. And then I'd really be confident about these cast shadows. Like I'd make this cast shadow harder edge. And then look at another angle that you can kind of improve. And I'm not talking about myself. This one right here. You see this one with the red? It just kind of feels like it goes from here and it continues. But it's really important to break up those angles. So when you have parallel lines and same angles that are aligned, it just kind of makes a flat painting. You know, it flattens your painting because you don't really have that kind of like variation of the edges, variation of the angles, right? And it really like you're showing the planes. Like it's much better if you imagine like a cube. You're kind of doing this stuff, like it's going that direction and it's going that direction. Imagine you're trying to draw a cube, but you put both of them like this. You know, that's not really a cube. Like in order for it to be a cube, you have to put it in perspective and actually have different angles. So that's really all I'm doing in here, is I'm making these subtle changes in your angles, aka in your shapes, in order to bring that subtlety. So that's like the subtlety of design that a lot of people don't understand in rendering, which is totally okay because I haven't really explained it. But now I understand it better because I'm trying to teach it in the course and stuff. But that's kind of like what's missing a little bit more in your work, is that separation of planes, understanding the angles, understanding like really all this, pretty much everything I got. I feel like I've talked for so long that I don't know if I even make sense at this point. And then also like the nose, like it just feels like it's too wide over here and too sharp over there. So I'll just kind of keep it a little bit more kind of like the same, a little bit, not too straight, because then again, it's parallel lines. But if you make it too wide at the bottom, you kind of got that very like round nose. So I think for design purposes, I'd make this slightly smaller, and then I'd make this a little bit more sharp, right? Like over here, I'd make the both of the nose a little bit more sharp. And then this mid-tone over here, I'd kind of actually darken it a bit. So it actually can really show that this is the shadow. Because right now, well, actually how you hit it before, this right here with the red, this and this were really close. Like they were really close to looking almost like a mid-tone. When in fact, in the reference, this really close to the all of the values in the shadow. So that's why you actually need to make these darker and make them like closer in terms of value. So you can really show this whole thing is a shadow. So more subtlety, like more subtlety in the shadows and more subtlety in the lights. And then this angle over here, I'd actually cut it out a little bit more like over here. And then maybe bring a little bit subtle edge variation, you know? And then maybe like smudging a little bit more over here. Maybe like an occlusion shadow below the chin. Like over here, I'd make this a little bit darker. All right. And then bring a little bit more of a corner of a mouth, something like this. And then bring in a little bit more of an edge variation in the lips. So make the top lip at the corner a little bit softer. So it's going from like hard to soft to hard again, you know? So it's all about those like subtle stuff. Look at the lips before and look at them after, right? So over here, you had this too much of a swing thing, and then this was going too outside, and then the corner was way too small. All right. So this is the whole overpaint before and after. It's very subtle stuff, but I kind of wanted to go more in depth so you can kind of understand it. So I feel like, again, your painting is already really good. If I'm making all these like real subtle changes, it means that it got pretty good fundamentals to step on, you know? So now the next stage is really understanding the subtle stuff and more about designing the shapes and separating the planes with like real subtle stuff, okay? So I'm gonna save this one for the Discord so you can check it out. Make sure maybe try watching this whole feedback again. So if you kind of skipped something, because I feel like it was a really long feedback. So maybe try watching it again. All right, let's speed this up a little bit because I wanted to go really in depth today, but I feel like I overdid it a little bit. Okay. Alex. Hey, Angel, how are you, man? I'm doing good, man. Seeing all your progress, it makes me happy. Last week, you told me to add more midtones to make the portrait look more 3D. I'm still scared to overdo it and make the portrait look dirty, in a bad way. Is there a good way to be dirty? Oh, like in porno. Okay. You're funny. Sorry, I did only one portrait this week. I didn't have much time. It's okay. But yeah, that's a good fear to have, though, to make something like look too dirty, you know? That's not a good thing. Are the hair okay, or did I add too much detail? What should I work on? Have a nice day. Okay. So this was last week. Yeah, a little too rough. This is still lesson 6, right? Yeah. So too rough, but this one was pretty cool. This one was pretty cool. Oh, okay. This looks really good. Kyle says, thanks, Angel. Appreciate you. Appreciate you too, Kyle. Keep practicing, man. Okay. Well, Alex really getting it, bro. She really getting it. Look at that. Look at that. That looks so clear. Look at that. And look at the subtlety. Man, this is looking so good, man. Y'all motherfuckers really understanding, bro. I'm so happy to see this shit. Look at it. Look. Last week she was doing this fucking shit, and now she's doing all this subtle stuff, man. I love it. I love it. I feel like the only thing, I feel like the face is a little squished, like a little, kind of like lacking a little bit of more of a form. So I'll push the whole face a little bit forward, and I feel like his whole hair might be a little bit too big for his face, you know? So I think that was just like a sketch problem. So more like before, after. So if you look at the reference, it kind of feels like, you know, this is the shape of the head, you know? And then yours just kind of feels like this big ass circle and then this cone, you know? So just, I kind of exaggerated it in order for you to understand it, right? Like it's a big ass circle and like this small ass face. So that's the only thing. So this is like a before and after. So just a little bit of liquefy magic. Now I feel like the mouth might need to come forward a little bit though, because you pushed too back. Yeah, so something like before, after. So super subtle stuff, but the shading though, amazing. And I kind of like the hair too. It feels a little messy, but I feel like you're gonna get it with more time. But be careful to get like the right proportions and stuff, because I feel like you got a little too caught up in like all the rendering and all the detail and stuff, and maybe you like kind of lost the the main shape and the contour. And also use a little bit more edges in hair. I feel like definitely when I do the video on shading hair, I'm gonna talk about like the importance of edges, because a lot of people just don't use edges in their work. Like it always just looks so hard and stuff. Okay. Though, what up with that ear though, man? I can tell you definitely did not watch my ear tutorial, right? The fuck is that? That looks like a cave. Who gonna crawl out of that? I'm afraid, bro. If I see this shit during the night, I'll get scared. Man, there's like a little demon over here poking out and shit. Look at with his eyes and shit. And he got like a little tongue. And he like angry and shit. Bro, you're gonna eat your soul. You keep fucking up the meds like that. Fucking stop drawing cave ears, okay? Watch my ear tutorial on Portrait Accelerator, please. You don't want no demons coming out of your ears and shit. God damn, that's a bad ear. But pretty good shading for the face though. All right, so do another one. I feel like this is so good. Just the only thing I had is kind of like the hair a little bit, and the face and stuff, like a little bit of liquefying. Oh, bro, what up with that hand though? The motherfucker look like he gonna pop his veins off. What the fuck is that? It looks like a rock. It looks like he liquefied his like arm and shit from like flame, and then he's like losing his skin and shit. But pretty good face though. Pretty good face. I'm sorry, it's just the face is so good. Like that cave fucking ear and the flamey ass arm and shit be like, it'd be out of proportion, with that good ass face. But it's cool. I don't have a hand tutorial, but I got an ear tutorial, so get on that shit. All right, I'm gonna save this one for the Discord, so you can check out the liquefy. But keep going. I want to see maybe another or two more, and I feel like you'd be ready for some females. All right, but real good, Alex. Really proud of you. All right, proud of everybody. Everybody progressing today. Okay, let me close this Discord real quick. Ozar says hands are hard. Yeah, fucking life is hard too. Get over it. I'm sorry. That was not a thing for a teacher to say. Fucking yeah, get over it, bitch. Nani says, hello everyone. How you doing, Nani, man? Good to see you. All right, next up we have Ivy. Hello, Angel. How you been? Man, I'm doing good. How you been? Last week I got second dose of vaccine, and I wasn't able to finish my studies. Man, everybody say that second dose fucking hurts. Is that true? I don't get the vaccine. I don't know, man. I'm too busy for that shit. Like going out of my house feels like a drag, like I don't know how people do it so much, I wasn't able to finish my studies because I wasn't feeling well, but I'm okay now, and I'm glad to have a new layer of protection against the coronavirus. Yeah, I caught that shit like 5 times. Can I even catch it one more time? Like, do I even need a vaccine? I don't fucking caught every coronavirus that's on the market. So for my last submission, you told me to keep going and study more hair rendering because it's my weakness, TT. I find it challenging than painting the facial features, but I'll keep on studying to get better. Yeah, that's my girl. That's all. Let me know your feedback and stay safe. Okay. Alexandra says, thanks, Angel. Gotta work on them hands. Yeah, keep going, Alex. Nanny says, is it bad that I watch this even though I'm in lesson 2? Nah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's okay, but don't expect that you're really gonna understand anything because it's more advanced. Maya says, yesterday I got my 3rd dose. I can barely move my left arm. Bro, there's a 3rd dose? What the fuck? Bro, I don't know anything about the world, man. I found out there's like vaccines like a month ago. I'm really detached from the world. But shit, y'all, yeah, I heard that shit fucking hurts. Now I want to get it even less. Fucking, but I don't want to catch the coronavirus too. Life is fucking hard. Okay, Ivy. So this was last week, and this is last week. Yeah, a little rough. Let's see. Whoa. Okay. Oh, we back on the rough shit. Yeah, back on the rough train. But what happened over here though? Let me. What? Like over here? Look at that softness. Look at that blending. Look at that shit. This is so much better. This is so much better. Did you do something different, Ivy, in this one than you did in this one? Like this feels just so rough, and then in here you kind of have it a lot more softer and stuff. So I feel like you're definitely in the right direction, especially from last week. Like going from this fucked up dude to this kind of softness, I feel like it's much better. But I feel like you just need to kind of like not pay that much attention to skin planes. So what I mean by that is you're paying too much attention to this stuff right here with the red, you know, like what the skin is causing. But when you're shading, you need to just pay attention to the planes. You know, that's why we spend so much time, again, studying all these planes and stuff. So I wouldn't even pay that much attention to the skin. Like I would still kind of make this a little bit darker and stuff, but there's, like you have too many midtones, you know, like I'd have the whole forehead like lighter. I would kind of, you know, not have midtones around his eyes. And of course, that's gonna make him younger, but yeah, isn't that the whole fucking point of painting though? To just make people better? I don't wanna fucking somebody to paint me and look even older and have no fucking wrinkles and shit. So yeah, I would remove all these midtones. I feel like who is this again? Ivy, yeah. So I feel like Ivy, you might need some help with understanding the shading process, but that's cool because lesson 5 probably is coming out this week, like the first video in lesson 5 in Portrait Accelerator. So hopefully that's gonna really help you and stuff. But it's all about just kind of like removing these midtones and playing a little bit more with like softening the kind of like the right things and keeping the right hard edges. So all I'm doing right now is I'm removing all your midtones and I'm adding like harder edges for the cast shadows, harder edges like around like right here, and then kind of like just softening everything else, right? So look at his look at this overpaint. Let me just do a couple more brush strokes. And then the mouth right here, a little bit of light over here. So look at that before, after. You see kind of how his skin just kind of looked like it was cracked or something. Like he kind of like he hit the pavement like multiple times with his face, you know? And it just looks a lot smoother and it just looks much better and it actually looks like skin, you know? So funny, the less you paint skin, like skin planes, the more it actually feels like skin. And the more you pay attention to skin planes, aka all these wrinkles and all that shit, the more it starts feeling like you're painting a fucking rock, you know, or like some weird ass shit and stuff. So that's all it is it's just understanding where to kind of put some softness, where to put harder edges. He feels a little weird. I don't know what it is. I think it's the mouth. Like his mouth is so small, man. Like he kind of look like he's doing this, like a poodle or some shit. So that needs to be like wider. So something like this. So what I did is I actually captured it with the lasso and then I widen it. And I feel like it's better now, but there's still something weird with his proportions and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, man. It should be a little weird, but I feel like the shading is better. I just always struggle so much when I want to work on the shading, but then like the sketch is causing some issues and stuff. Maybe it's all these midtones around the mouth that are causing the issue. Yeah, I don't know. Something about this mouth is throwing me off. He looks so sad, bro. Why you sad, my guy, man? What happened? God damn, he's sad as hell. Man, make me sad and shit. All right. So you just need to kind of work a little bit more on shading, Ivy, but it's definitely getting better. So pay less attention to like all these midtones. And then in here, it just feels like you have too many hard edges and stuff, and you might need to separate the light and the shadow more. But I feel like you're definitely getting there. So just keep going. Check out this overpaint that I'm gonna post on Discord. And definitely keep going in the direction of this dude. You know, I don't know what the fuck you kind of did here, but you did it better. All right. Okay. Ozar says, I was doing that back in the day, so it's fine, I guess. What are you talking about? Oh, like watching advanced live streams? Okay. I'm here to appreciate people's work, not understand the advice. Okay, that sounds cool. Hope your arm gets better, Mayan. Take it easy. Okay, hope your arm get better soon. Everybody's so nice, man. Hope your arm... Did I even say that? I hope your arm gets better soon, man. I should be more nice. Okay. So that was everybody in lesson 6, and now we have people in lesson 5. Oh, that's gonna be kind of painful though. I have to release those lesson 5 videos. Hey Angel, last week you told me to keep going and make the shadows tapering and avoid parallel angles. Man, that sounds like a great advice. This week I repainted the first painting following the one you gave me, and I really took my time with the second painting by Andre. Okay. But the hair still didn't turn out as I was expecting. I think I got confused in the process. Okay. Thanks for the critique and have a nice day. All right. So that was last week. Hey, not that bad. Not that bad. And then this one, oh, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's not that bad. It's pretty bad. Okay. This is this week. Okay. So you're studying, I think I released this one by Varun that we've been working on the course. So that's a really good study. I just don't know what you kind of did with the eyes and stuff. You kind of a little bit messed up proportions, but really good though. Really good. And then, oh, yeah, so somebody gave you like an OP, or did you do it yourself? Did you say in here? I'm a little confused. I repainted the first painting following the one you gave me, and I really, oh, okay. Yeah, so I gave you this one and you repainted it. Yeah, that's really good. Really good OP. And then this one right here is the other one. Yeah, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. I feel like you're slowly getting it. Like you're starting to understand the planes and stuff. It just feels a little weird with the proportions a little bit. So I would. Are you keeping the same proportions? I don't know, man. They look good in the sketch, but then all of a sudden they be looking bummy in the shading. Like I'm not sure what it is exactly. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. I don't know. Let me check the proportions. Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like you just need to keep going, man. Wait on that lesson 5 video coming out on Portrait Accelerator. And yeah, just keep going. That's a pretty hard reference, though. Maybe try to look for like a bit of an easier reference where you'd really like, I swear, man, I say that all the time, but it fucking kills me how people like still don't understand stuff and they're like, man, you know what? I'm gonna do a reference that I don't understand. Bitch, you don't understand any reference. Like, it's not like you have to look for a reference that's hard. Nah, look for a reference that's easier so you can understand this shit, okay? I don't know if that's you, though, but I feel like there's a lot of people. But pretty good. Keep going, plumbing, all right? Just wait on that lesson 5, and it'll be coming out pretty soon, okay? Next up, Peter. Hello, hope you're doing well. Thank you. Last time I studied hitting good plane separation, still kind of messy, and it was generally bad. Okay, that sounded like you're going down on yourself. Like, man, that was really bad and messy. And questions, values okay, local shadows, etc. Am I doing a good lesson 5, or is there something missing? Thanks in advance. You're welcome. All right, so who's that again? Oh, Peter, right. Okay, so this is old and this is old. Yeah, they just look a little rough. Let's see, new one. Okay, and then another new one over here. Okay, I feel like I actually know what I have this painting from the course that we've done for lesson 5, so maybe I can kind of bring it in and talk about the differences between yours and what we have on the course. All right, so let me do that right now. So Varun's been actually working on these paintings. Shout out Varun for helping develop Portrait Accelerator. So this is the painting that we have for this dude right here. So hopefully you can kind of see some of the differences between kind of like the one in the course and yours. So the main thing I feel like, well, first of all, it's a little bit of the lines. Like I feel like your lines over here could use a little bit of work because like if you look at the wings, for example, they're very, very small, right? Like these wings is just tiny. So maybe kind of like not work with this small ass brush, bro. Why he looks so like sad? Like he kind of look like, oh, somebody done stole my milk. Okay, so work a little bit on the lines. And then I think in the main thing is understanding more where to put core shadows. So that's a very common mistake with this reference is people forget to add a core shadow right here with the pink, right? So you need a core shadow first, and then you need to really separate it from the light. Nani says, Varun's work looks so good. Hell yeah, it does, man. Why do you think I hired him? Because he's a fucking beast. Yeah, he graduated from this course, and he got better at the fucking course than me. So now I'm like, bro, teach me. Just fucking teach me with this shit. Plumbin says, okay, thanks, Angel. I just look for good examples on the Discord to paint, but I feel like I already did most of them. So is it okay if I start painting the same references? Yeah, it's definitely okay, man. You can just paint the same references. That don't matter. As long as you're getting better. I'm gonna post this one on Discord though, so Peter can learn from it. So you can maybe copy this one as well, Plumbin, so you can kind of really understand that. So it really has to do with the core shadow. It has to do with really separating this cheekbone a little bit more and using a bit harder edges. And then over here, you paint it kind of like this under the eye thing where you should not, like that's a skin plane, you know. Nani says when your students surpass you, yeah, they really be surpassing me. And you know Breno, that motherfucker done blew by me. Look at Breno, man. Fucking, if you guys don't know, man, he on some next level shit. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. How a student of mine be out here fucking like balls on my face like, yo, you suck, motherfucker. Look at that. Man, I'm so happy for him. Look at that shit. He done painting like these complex illustrations and stuff, man. He on some next level stuff, bro. He on some next level shit. Look at that expression. God damn, these motherfuckers is good. So yeah, man. Yeah, everybody, this possible. This possible. If you look, if hopefully you know Breno's work from before. I'm gonna show you right now if you don't. Where it was. Lesson 0, testimonials. Breno worked before. Look at that shit. That was Breno before. He didn't even know how to shade. Look at that. The fuck is that? The fuck is that? That blind woman with like a missing eye and then just like a eyeball and shit. Look at that. What the fuck is that? Got that penis for a nose and shit. Ugly ass lines. Oh shit. Yeah, he out now just doing crazy stuff, man. Shout out Breno, bro. Then he says, proves that Angel is an amazing teacher. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, man, it's just be people working, bro. This shit work as long as you fucking work. Okay, that's all it is. All right. Did I save that one though? Did I save this? Okay. So they're gonna be on the Discord. And again, if it wasn't for my students, man, this shit would not be possible because I'm learning from my students how to teach this stuff, you know, because they are like, I get on calls with Varun. You guys don't know how many calls, bro. Like just literally hours, tens of hours. Probably been 100 hours now just talking about like lesson 5, lesson 6, how to teach this stuff. And it's really working. So shout out all the Doodle Warrior team and stuff. All right. So that was Peter. What is the time though? Okay, we got like half an hour. Okay, next up we got Natsuki. Hello, Angel. Hope you're fine. So nothing much to say today. Hope you're for general critique. As always, thank you and have a nice day. That's a cool kind of like design thing, though. That looks like a card for your birthday and stuff. I like that. Okay, so Natsuki, this was last week. Pretty good. Pretty good over here. A little rough. And this was last week, too. This is this week. So he studied. Man, I love the fact that you guys over here in lesson 5, you done studied this example that I posted, man. This is so crazy. Like, as soon as you show like what people need to do, they actually do it. So I'm really happy about that. And then this one right here, didn't Varun actually give you like a great feedback on this? I think he did, right? Like on the Discord, or was that somebody else? Oh yeah, I actually told you to post this one on the to post it on the live stream so I can give you some feedback. Yeah, so you're definitely getting it, man. Like it's better than last week. So I feel like you're definitely on the right path. I feel like you're just trying to overcomplicate it a bit. Like if you look at the forehead, there's just too many shapes, right? Like you have this shape, and then you have this shape, and then you have this kind of whole thing, and then you have this. Like you're trying to separate things a little too much, you know? So my advice would be just to oversimplify it a bit. Natsuki says, oh yeah, he did. Yeah, so what I'm saying is just simplify it a bit more, you know, like combine this whole side of the forehead with just one plane, and then combine this whole forehead, just one plane, and then kind of like this right here. I love the fact that you did that like lighter. That's a great idea. And then maybe this kind of like make it a little bit more kind of hard, and then make this edge like firm. So just even that, you know, look at the forehead before and after. Look at how just simplifying it just looks better, you know? And then over here around the mouth, there's these weird kind of brush strokes and stuff that look kind of weird. So I would just clean that up. And then it's really important when you're shading like the cheekbone in these kind of like interesting sort of examples where the cheekbone is kind of like down, but then it's like the shadow is like in here, but the light is in here and stuff. Like you can't just like do it like the arch, you know? Like I feel like you follow the arch too much. So now over here, you actually oversimplified. So over here, you need to maybe have like a harder edge and then vary the angle. So what I mean by that is over here, the angle be like this, and then it goes down and it becomes something else. Like now it's a bit more of a curve. So that way, you're actually showing that you understand the cheekbone. If you just do it all with one arch, you're just showing that I don't understand this. Like I'm just making the whole thing one plane. So you see what you did there? Like you actually overcomplicated the fucking forehead. That who gives a fuck about the forehead? But then the most important plane, the cheekbone, you actually oversimplified. So that's why it's really, really important to understand the importance of planes and understand where to really like put your attention. You know, something like the cheekbone would be really important to get right. But something like that, well, everything is important to get right. But the forehead is something that you can just kind of simplify with like this side and this side. But the cheekbone, you gotta have more subtlety. Also, I feel like this whole side of the face is a bit of a mess. Let me see your process real quick. Yeah, I feel like, what is that though? Did you try to add? Oh my god, you did not. Oh, you did not. I just need to release that video, I swear. Okay, so what you try to do is you try to add the lights the same time, or is that a shadow? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you started adding the lights along with the shadows. But actually what you started doing is you started adding midtones. So this with a red and this with a red. You started adding midtones and reflected light before you develop the shadows. Nah, you can't do that. Like you just have to develop the shadows and you have to develop, like you have to show the reflected light with the shadows, all right? I swear, I'm gonna record that video probably tomorrow or the day afterwards. Probably like on Thursday though. So by the end of the week, the lesson 5 thing is gonna come out on exactly how to follow the shading process and get y'all guys good, because y'all, this been overdue. This been overdue, okay? So for now, maybe just do a couple more studies, you know, and then wait on that video. I mean, don't wait for the video in order to practice. Do more practice and stuff. But you know, hopefully that video is really gonna help you and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of weirdness in here because you're trying to define the reflected light with the like too early on, and you're trying to like, yeah, it's just a little weird and stuff. I'm gonna still save that though for the Discord. So keep practicing. That video coming by the end of the week. All right. Then we have Magdalena. Hello, Angel. Less feedback. Do not understand local value. I like how that was like a statement. Do not understand it. You know, I'm stopping you from understanding it. This time I sent you only one painting. I did 2 this week, but I wasn't really happy with the second one. Thank you for the critique and have a nice day. Okay. So this was last time Magdalena. Yeah, pretty good shading, but you didn't really understand like the local. Yeah. Why is the file so kind of small though? I feel like this is outside and shit. Natsuki says, got it. Thanks, Angel. You're welcome, Natsuki. Keep going. Okay, so this is this week for Magdalena. Hey, this is pretty good though. I seen that motherfucker like 3 times today, and I feel like yours is the best painting. I feel like the shading is real good, but the line weight and the proportions are a little too kind of, you know, like let's just check your proportions, right? Let's look at how big you made that eye, okay? So I'm just gonna measure the eye with 2 little lines, and then I'm gonna Control Alt Shift and then just drag it over, okay? Now look at how you made that like a bit bigger, you know? Like you see that blue right here, that's just extra, okay? Like it's just a bit bigger than it's supposed to be, and I feel like you can kind of tell in the final, like this is just a tiny bit bigger. And then look at the, let's actually outline this, you know? Let's outline the bottom plane of the nose, this thing with a blue, okay? Now let's do it with what color? Let's do it orange. Let's look at the orange thing that I'm gonna outline, and I'm just gonna show you how the shape is kind of different. Okay, so I don't feel like you really got problem with the shading process that much. You just have problem with like proportions a bit in design. You know, so look at the blue and then look at the orange. You see how the orange is just like super big and it's like, you know, it's not really matching with the gray design that's in the reference. And then also look at the angles. Like this blue right here, this is the angle, and then yours is like super flat and stuff. So that's really important. Kyle says, "Hi Angel, a couple of months ago you told me to try some females, but then had me to stop because of some design issues. So I've been trying energy lines since. Is it cool if I keep practicing those? I just want to make sure I'm not overstepping or anything." Yeah, I noticed that you're doing energy lines, Kyle, but I don't think it's really a problem. I feel like you're pretty close to graduating from lesson 6. So I don't think it's a problem. It's okay. Just keep doing them for now. Not everybody else though. Like I had a call with Kyle and he was pretty good with his lines. So that was a while back. So for everybody up to lesson 6, just use line weight. You know, I think he got like energy lines and he doing them pretty good. Just work on the things that I showed you, Kyle, with the subtleties. That'll be good. Okay, so back to Magdalena. The main thing, just the design, and then also look at the mouth. Like that lip is just too small, you know, like it doesn't really match the one with like if you look at the reference, the top and the bottom lip are kind of like equal in size, right? And then yours is like too small, and then this is like a bit larger. So it just has to do with like very subtle design thing. I think that's the biggest thing. But in terms of, and then also like this right here with the red, like if you look at this red line, look at how that really looks like a circle, right? Like that whole side looks like a circle. Now if you look at the reference, that's not a circle. There's like straight lines in here. First of all, there's straight lines for the hair, and then this with the blue is actually like the jaw, and then it's like the bottom of the jaw. So there's more straightness, you know what I'm saying? And you just really kind of painted everything with this roundness and stuff. So I'm gonna just point out some of the things. Let me again kind of maybe color this because I deleted the layer. So this is much smaller than what you had in here and stuff. So just got to be very, very careful with this design, Magdalena, okay? So be very, very careful with that. Other than that, I feel like your, let me look at your process. Process. Yeah, your process is pretty good, pretty good. So keep doing more studies. Just really focus on getting like real good proportions and understanding these subtleties that I showed you. All right. So I'm gonna save that one for the Discord. So pretty good work, Magdalena. Keep going. All right. 2 more to go. Ozar. What's up, Angel? Man, we good. Last week you told me that I'm almost ready for lesson 5 and you wanted to see more work. Sadly, I only managed to do 2 studies again. Thank you for releasing lesson 4 fully on the course. Now I know to use opaque local color in first shading. I was doing everything semi-transparent all this time. Yikes. Hey, I can't blame you because I had the old tutorials, but hey, I'm happy you got it, and I'm happy you're here practicing. So this is last week. This is last week too. Yeah, this is pretty good. And this is this week, and then this is this week. Okay, okay. Yeah, I feel it's not wow, but I feel like it might be good enough for you to maybe move on to lesson 5. But you know what? Actually, since I'm gonna be releasing lesson 5 this week, how about you maybe do until then another lesson 4 or something, and just wait on that video, because that video is gonna change a lot of things from before, and it's pretty revolutionary. I haven't really released any information like that. So your lesson 4 is really good. I feel like you're ready for lesson 5. But until then, do another lesson 4, and then when lesson 5 comes out, watch that, and then do some lesson 5 studies. All right. But you're doing really good. So congratulations. You can move on to lesson 5. Wait on that video. But really good. So congratulations, Ozar. All right, Maggie. This person is new, right? Hi, Angel. Last week you said that I'm doing good. Oh, okay. She's not new. Well, welcome, Maggie. But I need to do more. New videos and Mayan's help on Discord were really helpful. How did I do this week? Hey, I'm glad. Shout out Mayan. You also mentioned that I have some hidden misses in the sketches. Is there something specific that I need to pay more attention to? Thank you. Oh, you sound so nice. Okay, let's see. So this was last week. Oh yeah, that's the girl who like almost got it from the first time. Yeah, that was so good. That was so good. So this is last week. This is last week. This is the oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? Look at that shit. How that shit so good? Man, D Maggie about to blow the fuck from the course, man. Oh my god, this is pretty good too. But that one right here though, that's like some next level shit. That deserves a check. For real, for real. And then this one right here. Yeah, this one is really good too, bro. Maggie done understood some shit, bro. Man, I can't believe these videos is working, bro. To see a good lesson 4 like this is so crazy. Okay, Maggie getting a green check. Congratulations, Maggie. You can move on to lesson 5. Oh, yeah, probably wait on that video. Again, wait on that video for the Discord, but this is amazing. This probably even deserves like a fucking a gold check and shit. Yeah, I feel like fuck that. This gets a wow. This gets like a wow. This shit made me leave the room and shit. All right. Congratulations, Maggie. Shit, haven't seen a lesson 4 wow yet. This one is really good too. Probably a little too hard over here. So I would just kind of make it maybe a bit smoother, a little bit, and then a bit smoother over here. And feel like that's, yeah, really good. And then your sketches are really good too. So yeah, I don't think you really have anything to really worry about. But yeah, don't get soft though. Don't get soft. Just keep doing the same thing. It's really good. I'm gonna save that one as a check. Man, can't believe y'all motherfuckers getting checks in lesson 4. Shit. Okay. Congratulations, Maggie. Mayan says, "Yeah, I knew you'd get a check on this one." Yeah, man, it's amazing. It's amazing. All right. Good job. Good job. 90 says Angel is so happy. Yeah, man, because I've been working on those videos forever and I'm so happy they fucking work. You know, it's just like a payoff. It's like the best payoff ever. It's like, yeah, this shit works, you know? So thank you so much, man. This is it for today. I appreciate you guys. Keep on working. That lesson 5 video dropping real soon. And yeah, man, we on that revolution shit. So y'all keep on painting. We're gonna change the motherfucking art shit. All right. Appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow for the colors. Bye bye.